From spinning cars to stopping chaos, there's a reason Arkansas highways stay safe. Trooper James Booth. On May 23, 2024, Trooper James Booth was stationed at Interstate Park with an ASP checkpoint team when he received word that a gray Toyota Camry had made a sudden U-turn to evade the checkpoint. Without hesitation, Booth closed the distance and initiated a traffic stop. The driver momentarily complied, only to hit the gas and launch into a desperate attempt to flee. The pursuit escalated at lightning speed, with the suspect pushing the car to 100 miles per hour in a 45 miles per hour zone, even recklessly swerving into the oncoming lane for a brief, dangerous stretch. The driver sped west down Old Castle Drive, only to trap himself at a dead end. Acting decisively, Trooper Booth struck the fleeing Camry, forcing it to a halt, and the suspect bolted into the woods on foot. Booth kept the driver in sight as he ran, quickly closing the gap. When he caught up, Booth commanded him to the ground and secured the arrest without further resistance. A search of the Camry revealed a large black duffel bag in the trunk, packed with 19 sealed bags of marijuana. Near the edge of the woods where the suspect first fled, Booth also recovered a small brown bag and 2 cell phones. The driver, identified as Emery Tillman, was transported to UAMS for medical clearance before being booked into the Pulaski County Jail on multiple charges. On October 14, 2024, while patrolling the interstate, Trooper Booth spotted a gray Volkswagen Jetta speeding above the limit. He initiated a traffic stop, and at first, the driver appeared compliant by pulling over. But the moment Booth stepped out of his patrol unit, the driver slammed the accelerator and bolted from the stop, igniting a pursuit. After a brief pursuit, the fleeing Jetta cornered itself at a dead end. When the driver resisted arrest, Trooper Booth deployed his taser, swiftly bringing the situation under control and taking the suspect into custody without further incident. The driver, identified as Marquise Thompson, now faces charges of fleeing, criminal mischief, driving without a license, and resisting arrest. On September 24, 2023, Trooper Booth spotted a BMW speeding along the interstate. A registration check revealed the vehicle was displaying fictitious tags, prompting Booth to initiate a traffic stop. Instead of complying, the driver refused to pull over and continued driving, forcing Booth to engage in a pursuit. The pursuit escalated to a blistering 120 miles per hour before Trooper Booth closed the gap and executed a precision pit maneuver on the BMW. The vehicle spun out of control and slammed into the median on the right side of the roadway, violently ejecting the driver. The suspect lay unresponsive as EMS rushed to the scene and fought to save his life. But the driver, identified as 32-year-old Byron Brown, tragically succumbed to his injuries. A subsequent search of the wrecked BMW uncovered a FN-57 semi-automatic pistol. On August 2, 2024, Trooper James Booth was monitoring eastbound traffic on I-30 when he observed a brown GMC Terrain with an Arkansas temporary plate make an improper lane change before taking exit 142. Booth attempted a traffic stop near Curtis Sykes and I-30, but the vehicle refused to stop. Despite multiple loud warnings, the driver ignored commands and pressed on, continuing down North Hills. Booth quickly notified communications that he was now engaged in an active pursuit. The suspect vehicle exited North Hills onto Calvary Road, then merged onto I-40 westbound, where Trooper Booth executed a precise pit maneuver that spun the GMC Terrain out of control. As Booth slowed to reposition and intervene, the suspect vehicle suddenly rammed into the rear of his patrol unit before crashing hard into the median wall. Moments later, Booth saw a black male in a white shirt and red shorts sprinting across the interstate toward eastbound traffic. The vehicle had also been carrying 3 other occupants. The fleeing driver, later identified as Patrick Johns, was quickly apprehended by additional responding troopers. EMS evaluated the juveniles inside the vehicle and transported them to Arkansas Children's Hospital for precautionary care. A search of the GMC revealed roughly 8 grams of marijuana, while a further search near the location of John's arrest uncovered a stolen Glock 19 equipped with an extended magazine. Johns now faces a slate of charges, including fleeing, theft by receiving, possession of drugs and firearms, endangering the welfare of minors, and aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer. On September 23, 2023, Trooper James Booth was patrolling I-40 when he noticed a Honda Accord in his rearview mirror, its headlights swaying erratically as the driver struggled to maintain control. Recognizing the danger, Booth immediately radioed communications, reporting a possible drunk driver behind him, which quickly escalated into an active pursuit. After reaching West 47th Street, the driver slowed into a back alley and attempted a left turn, prompting Booth to try a pit maneuver, which proved unsuccessful. The Honda continued a short distance through the alley before turning into a yard. Noticing the vehicle's rear lights illuminate, Booth pinned the car to prevent it from backing up. He exited his patrol unit and attempted a felony takedown, but the driver ignored him, seemingly distracted by the loud music blasting from the vehicle. Booth forcibly pulled the suspect from the car, but Herrera resisted, engaging in a physical struggle with the trooper. Another officer quickly arrived on scene to assist, and together they secured Herrera without further incident. A search of the Honda uncovered several empty beer cans behind the driver's seat. Wilson Herrera was transported to Pulaski County Jail, where he faces charges including reckless driving, fleeing, driving on a suspended license, driving while intoxicated, resisting arrest, and aggravated assault. On March 19, 2024, Trooper James Booth was traveling north on I-430 near Shackelford when he observed a black Nissan SUV speeding at 85 miles per hour in a 65 miles per hour zone. The vehicle then took the 630 on-ramp, heading eastbound. Trooper Booth attempted to initiate a traffic stop, but the driver, later identified as Jimmy Clark, refused to yield, sparking a high-speed pursuit. Trooper Booth executed a precise pit maneuver on the Nissan near South Woodrow, causing the vehicle to slam into a concrete barrier and a power line pole before coming to a complete stop. Booth immediately exited his patrol unit, joined by Trooper Killian, and they began securing the scene. They located Jimmy Clark in the rear section of the SUV, and after several unsuccessful attempts to have him move forward, they broke the rear window to safely extract him. Clark was taken into custody and transported by MEMS for medical clearance. During the process, Trooper Booth conducted a fingerprint scan, which revealed that Clark was wanted by the Benton Police Department. Once cleared from UAMS, Clark was transported to Pulaski County Jail to face charges in connection with the incident. Thank you all for watching this video. Make sure to comment which clip you liked the most. Also, don't forget to subscribe and like this video.